Welcome everyone, welcome to our new live stream show for the 18th of March. How you doing, guys? How do you enjoy your day? Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, if you remember, we talked about the 20,000s to be touched. That's exactly what we did on Nasdaq, guys. We went above 20,000s. We actually went around 20,071 and had a great time. It's been about, a very strong pump that we have been putting together in the afternoon times of the markets. Haven't checked the market yet. Strange nature. Have not checked the market yet. I don't know what to do yet. Not really familiar with the things that are happening. We're going to look into the space and adjust things as we speak. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone, to our live stream. Let's just share this with our community. Let's just share the material with our community. We are live. Our Discord community is right there, dealing with big numbers. So this is where we have as well in terms of the calendar for Tuesday. There is nothing, guys. Nothing major news from the US market. Nothing for the day. We're gonna slowly walk through multiple type of time frames and discuss and so on. Strange situation here, guys. I'm gonna short the markets right there on 5 micros. I am going to short the markets here on 5 micros. I'd like to give it a test, guys. I'd like to see if this holds or simply might react. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, chat. How are you doing, chat? How is your day? How is your Tuesday, guys? How do you enjoy chat? How's it going? Slowly we're gathering together. I'm gonna be out of this position. There's no time here. It's not falling below yet. Pretty ugly in the way it looks at the moment. Pretty ugly. Not an easy moment here to trade. Definitely not an easy moment to trade in longs. A lot more comfortable with shorts to be dealing with, probably. We're gonna slowly walk through the markets and try to discover the most efficient ways for the day. Great job, thank you. Cheers from Spain. That's a good part. That's a good country right there. A lot of enjoyment. Summer has started in Spain and it's already getting very, very comfortable. It's already getting very comfortable with the Spain. 15 minutes. Daily opening, weekly opening remains a risk of retracement. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. The markets will chop. Tomorrow we do have the big news. Not only federal fund rates, which is expected to be paused, that's definitely not the most important part. I would say, yeah, what matters tomorrow is things that are not expected, and that's the press conference. The press conference is going to be very important. That's where we will be able to get the feeling of the futures of the markets. Look at the great parts. You guys are right there, chat. Beautiful time. Beautiful time all over the place you guys are living. That's an excitement. Real excitement. Make sure to like the video, fellas. Make sure to like the video so we take the numbers high pretty quickly. And we get all the necessities running. We got the ball moving around. Good job, fellas. Very slow market conditions. Really slow market conditions here. We've been downtrending in the past couple of hours and the 15 minute. So on the opening, it's hard to expect something today other than a choppy season, right? Other than the markets not performing anything radical. That's something I would actually consider.
Order filled.
Trying out another short here.
Order filled.
Trying out on 8 contracts, micros short here. Testing a choppy season. If it plays out on a nice choppiness before the market opens. It's hard to deal with a space of a clear direction. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. So what I wanted to say is hard to deal with a space before the FOMC. Most of the time, this is the hardest period
Order
of trading.
filled.
10 micros short here. We're testing out a scalp. We're looking forward. Taking advantage of the pre-opening choppiness. We are doing a copy trading here. Yesterday we had a great day on this account, made 1,500, so on the 2 accounts as we were copy trading. The 3rd account was not good yesterday, but obviously that's a form of disadvantage not to do copy
Order
trading.
filled.
12 micros, we're shorting this. If you're not doing copy trading on all, you also have disadvantages like I told you yesterday. On a good trading experience from first hand, you might be missing on the accounts you're not doing copy trading. So the extra trades that you have to place on those accounts might not be that comfortable, which was the case scenario. It's kind of simple. The logic behind is the more copy trading you do, the more accurate you have to be. And the less trading you're going to do, which means the less you're going to be exposed to an unknown situation that usually the markets are having. Yep.
Order filled.
15 micros we got failed here. I'm gonna cut this quite quickly if it runs in the wrong direction. So the more copy trading you do, the more accuracy you need. But less trades and less trades for some people with a high accuracy rate, with good entries, with good break-even conditions in terms of risk management, is a good business model. But at the same time, diversifying the trades you're doing in terms of having multiple choices, if it goes bad with an account, it doesn't mean it has to be bad with all the other. So you can have a better solution for the rest of your accounts. And of course, if you deal with multiple firms and so on, you're going to have a variety of solutions into, even if you're reaching 2 or 3 firms or payouts for different accounts, you're going to have the ability to make profits. Of course, if you are dealing with 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts from a variety of firms, then obviously it is smart not to trade all of them. You have to find a balance between this numbers of copy trading, going for the accuracy and efficiency, and of course the other side of minimizing the necessity to be out there on the markets and performing, because that requires, again, good performance, a good reading, and a great reach. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for some of you. We are going to have a great time today. This is a 50... Oh my god, what are you doing? I'm gonna
Order
be out.
filled.
I don't like that. I have to be out. I don't like that, guys. Yeah, we just lost $50, $60 on that. It's not an issue. So we're gonna be careful here. We're gonna be very careful here, guys. Slowly, slowly, we're gathering and preparing for the opening. For the opening time. Let's go to the 1 minute candlesticks as well. This is the situation for the 1 minute. There is a demand zone here, which could be supply, 930s. That's something that could nicely take us down from here.
Order filled.
So I'm considering a short. We have a nice place as well to work around the denial. In validation, it's not a difficulty to work around this price action. This is the way it looks on the 1 minute, guys.
Order filled.
3 extra. We're sitting on 11 contracts. Short. Back to 900s would be great. $485. It's a good position. Looks like a decent short here with another round of push back to the 900s. That looks great, guys. Let me just
Order
get out
filled.
4 contracts. I sold 4 contracts. I am moving my stop loss here, guys.
Order filled.
Sold 3 extra contracts. We're sitting on 4. Secured partial profits.
Order filled.
And secured a full recovery, putting the account on green. That definitely deserves some fireworks, and that's the way we are going to start our day, guys. This was a definitely a good trade. This was a good short. And now the market obviously is showing its strength, but the thing is, we're having about 10 minutes to go. There is an interesting supply here. It's a pivot point. We're trading below. There's not much enthusiasm about longs as soon as you're trading below. There's also the 200 EMA holding the parts of the markets. A massive gap that we have here with a possibility, of course, to fill that up. 834 in the lows. Would not exclude that chance, guys.
Order filled.
Let me go on for another short with a tight invalidation here.
Order filled.
8 micro short. Tight invalidation. Back to 900s. Back to 900s. Good morning, guys. Good morning. How are you doing? Make sure to like the video so we take the numbers to the moon. And of course, looking forward to a good day of trading. Wish you the best, guys. Definitely wish you the best. We could play this even tighter on the stop loss. Markets could nicely slide into my take profit. We're moving the stop loss break even. Look at that, guys. Let's go. And this is another interesting short. Would love to see how does it holds and sticks around. Look at that target, guys, 850s. Look at the gap here, guys. Are we going today for the gap? What do you guys think about? Chat, let me know what do you think about this scenario here. Let me know what do you guys think about that scenario. Look at my screen, chat. What do you think about it? Let me know, guys. Are we going for that gap? 833. Let me ask you the question, chat. Are we going for the gap? 833, chat. We got a voting moment. Let me know, chat. We got a nice short here with a possibility not to be sold that early. 34, 35.5 on a target. If we break here the low, that would be amazing, chat. That would be literally amazing. Let's find out more about it. How's it going with the other markets in the meantime? We got this good trade here, guys. Obviously, there could be a minor reaction here to the upside and then it takes me out. But I am enjoying this one in the way it sits. I'm enjoying the 5-minute candle that we got. That's a nice little selling pressure out there. That's a nice pressure, guys. Look at that. We're starting to get aggressive around it. We are starting to be aggressive around it. This is a bunch of great moments. About 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go. We need a magnet, right? Where is a magnet here? We need a magnet. If I find something like that. Usually there is. But I'm not sure if I see it, guys. If I see the magnet. This is the magnet. This is what is needed to make money. I did it in a different color, right? I'm not sure if I can have this in a different color. Probably not. I'm not sure if I can turn this around. This is the place. You gotta come here. There you go. Wow, look at the buying pressure, guys. We have been almost wiped out. There is no magnet touch here. That one attracts the price action to the line, guys. That magnet right there. Morning, everyone. 100% so far mentioned that we're going to fill up the gap. So hopefully they're not going to take me out of this great trade before we fill up the gap. 835 on the exit, on the target, with a break-even position. We need 900s to reject us right now. So we can have a nice flush, and then the whole day we can pretty much reverse and continue to the upside. Good opportunity here. Let me tell you something. It's a good opportunity to DCA. Honestly, it's a very good opportunity to DCA, but I don't need to DCA. This is a great revenue model. We don't need that. Although this is a copy traded account. Look at the Bitcoin, guys. 4-hour candlesticks dealing with this resistance on 85. Two minutes to go. 2 minutes to go for the opening for some exciting times. That's a nice selling pressure. Adding 3
Order
more
filled.
contracts to this. Adding 3 more contracts to this. Looking forward to seeing a decent movement downwards here, falling below this point. Less than 2 minutes to go. That's a massive rejection on the 5 minute, guys. That's a really ugly rejection on the 5 minutes. We should continue with that. 100% is voting for a revisit of the 35-36. One minute to go. We might not get any tremendous volatility on the opening, but still, there is some nice fair value gaps on the left side. which is something a lot of you would love to see. $30 seconds to go, guys. This is a fair value gap here. Right above the opening. Right above the closing. Good morning, chat. We do have 10 seconds to go till the market opens. 5 seconds to go, guys. And here we are. The market is opening. The market is opening. Let's find out more in the price section. What a beautiful dip, guys. Look at that. What a beautiful dip so far. What a beautiful dip so far. We're gonna sell 4 contracts right there. Get rid of 4 contracts right there and let the rest rush into the gap. Beautiful. Look at the magnet, guys. This is what is needed on the charts in order to attract the price action. And that is a little secret. This is a little secret. The magnet. That was a nice opening so far. Morning, everyone. Hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy your Tuesday. We don't have big news or big stuff going around the markets at this time, especially compared with what is about to go around tomorrow. But look at that 1 minute candle, guys. The next one, this one should be going deep into our target. I'm exiting out of 2 more contracts. Sitting on 5 right now. We've got $500 secured. As we get deeper and as we get into this FVG, I'm like to unload. But this is a great opening so far for us. A great shorting right here, guys. And the beautiful trade so far. Beautiful, look at that. We already got $500 secured. And this is purely out of this trade. So that's great so far, right? Must be satisfied with it. Must be satisfied with the numbers. Once we exit out of this position, we're going to search for a new setup. Good morning, Chad. Good afternoon and good evening. We got a few minutes in the opening with this pretty strong market retracement that we've been putting together here for the micro situation. But the buying pressure is not missing, guys. It is definitely not missing. Look at that 5-minute rejection. The good part is we have exited partially. And we've been securing a significant part of the profit. We had 11 micros short. Great stuff. I'm going with 2 extra
Order
shorts
filled.
here, guys. Beautiful. That's a beautiful number, guys. Look at the dump we're getting. Exiting out of 3 contracts here.
Order
Exiting.
filled.
4 remaining with our target. About to be touched. About to be touched. Exiting
Order
with 2
filled.
more. And exiting totally,
Order
guys.
filled.
Beautiful. It has been touched. I did not push any exit on today. Yeah, we're going to have the fireworks with this great trade, guys. We just filled up the gap. It has been very, very productive. $1,159 on the opening on a copy traded accounts. We got 2 accounts connected. $1,160. It's $1 in between. 2 accounts connected. We're trading on Ticktick trading, guys. It's celebration time, fellas. Celebration time. Let me just grab the link for those of you that are looking for performing. Thank you, John. This is basically the platform we're trading on. I'm going to pin the message. I'm going to pin in the chat. That's the platform we're trading. And there is 35% coupon code right now. And it's an instant funding platform, guys. It is an instant funding platform where you have the ability to trade without any challenges. We came as deep into the opening, and now the market is obviously challenging some of the bulls out here around the 800s. There's going to be tons of volatility today. Nvidia opens deep. Once again, BTC lost $600 quickly. You know, things are aggressively pointing towards the downside. Not going to go any knife catch. Not going to do anything like that. So once again, the link I attached in the platform I'm trading, Ticktick Trader, it is offering instant funding accounts. No challenges needed. You get funded, you start trading. Once you hit your payout threshold, you are eligible basically to qualify for a payout. You have a 5% payout threshold and a 5% max loss. It is 1-to-1. It's very comfortable that way. And a 20% consistency, guys, so that's a really good value right there. We're not gonna test out any longs here, guys. Something is happening here by losing this 120 points so quickly. But as you already know, the days before FOMC are no surprise of big volatility. Bitcoin can go down $5,000 today, and then tomorrow it can easily pump $10,000. No surprise with that. Tesla is down a lot. Is down a lot, Tesla. S&P starts having some nice demand zone at this level, along with a conjunction from the 200 EMA, guys. That's a great one. That's a great one to consider. So a long could be very interesting at this point,
Order
even if it's
filled.
just a single contract. Could be very interesting. It's just a single contract here. We secure 1,159, so I want to be in a trade. That's why I want to see some green numbers here. Look at that, $32.
Order filled.
And it has been touched. Beautiful. We made some money on that one as well. Look at this one. $32. We paid $1.20 fee, so $31 profit on that little move to the upside. That's a scalp. It's a healthy one. It's a profitable one. We're going to test out another
Order
one here.
filled.
If the market wants to hold, we're going to be quite happy taking that in advantage and accountability over. We do this very small trades for the exercise and for the love of trading. I'm out.
Order filled.
If it holds here, I'm happy to.
Order
There
filled.
you go. We're testing this perspective. If it holds, we're happy to go with it. If it's not holding, we're also happy to get out. It's a single micro. When you're in a such trade, no DCA should be performed, guys. When the market is clearly not looking positive for you in a such position as we are, but simply things are possible to be reversed, right? So the trade is more on the expectant side instead of in the reality world. We're adding
Order
another
filled.
contract to this. That's a beautiful reaction. That has been a beautiful reaction. It's deserving of, a contract and a stop loss over there. I would love to see a V-shaped recovery. Would love to see that. There's a bunch of liquidity above us. So it's one thing when we clearly see the market is reacting in that favor, and it's totally different when we are expecting from the market to react at the levels we are trading. You're going with the momentum, or you're simply going with a reversal possibility. Reversal possibilities are always trades that do require an additional risk compared to trades where you have the ability to function on a liquidity which is already ongoing. It's a different mechanism. But this is an interesting situation we got here in this trade. So it's deserving as such position that we got on 2 micros. Especially that we have some good trades on the opening, some good money that has been achieved. That's giving comfort. That gives comfort, chat. Hope you have a great time, fellas. Hope you have an amazing and a great time. Tuesday out here, obviously the markets do have to shake people out before the FOMC comes in, which is going to happen tomorrow. So big day tomorrow. Expect 100 points per minute. Expect 300 points sometimes in 5 minutes. Expect that kind of volatility, even up to 1,000 points. This is possible to see a little later on, as soon as we have the press conference, which is going to be a big deal. Tomorrow we are going to live stream during all this event, so we are going to have 2 different live streams tomorrow. We're going to trade at the opening, plus we're going to do with the FOMC as well. We're going to have 2 different live streams tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a hell of a show. Make sure to like the video, fellas, and enjoy. I'm going to get out of a contract here.
Order filled.
If this one dies,
Order filled.
I'm out. Wow.
Order filled.
That was a hell of a candle, guys. 60 points. It's good that we went tight on a stop loss and exited half of the size at our entry. But look at that. What a crazy opening here. Look at a 15-minute candle, guys. 200 points. Massive, massive business.
Order filled.
Massive business out here. Gold was breaking all-time high, and now with the current opening is struggling.
Order
I'm
filled.
out. I don't like that. I don't like that, guys. I like to reorganize myself here on larger time frame, HTF. So there is support coming from this previous pivot point right there as we speak.
Order filled.
We're attaching towards a long. Any retest below 700 is going to be longed by me. Look at a beautiful reaction. What a 15-minute candle, guys. Have a look at this. We have not been receiving that for quite some days already. Look at that. From 900s down to 700, 200 point 15-minute candle. You don't get to see that every other day. Yep. So we retested the 20,000s. And now we're printing that BART pattern, throwing us back into a pivot point here. An interesting spot would be the 786 basically for the 15 minute. And that's the 200 EMA. And even slightly higher into the 800s where you have basically some important points. If I open up and we look into the... We're very close to the weekly opening, guys. Look at this. Weekly opening is sitting on 668. We went to 688.
Order filled.
Adding another contract here. So the weekly opening is right there. But there's also a nice converted demand zone that we're dealing with. Good morning, Kevin. We had a good starting, sitting on 1,000 bucks. We had a very good starting. Adding another
Order
contract
filled.
here, guys. We had a very good starting. We have been shorting the markets, that's why. So we've been taking advantage. We've been dealing with some micros. And now I'd like to see if there is room for scalping to the upside as well from here. I don't need much. I don't need much in such trades. Just a decent level. 3 micros is not a small number when you have such a volatility on short term. If we get rejected here, I'm gonna get out, but seems like we're looking for dealing with some nice pressure to the upside. 730, this is what keeps us right now down. 754. That's an interesting target. $263. I am out with a single contract
Order filled.
here. Increasing the target and moving basically my stop loss on break even out
Order
with
filled.
another target. With another contract, right? So we sold 2 contracts in profit. And now I'm pretty much break even with a stop loss. Plus we still have a position active, 1,172. We made some money on this trade, on this scalping. I'm out here, guys.
Order filled.
Beautiful. Beautiful. This one really deserves a round of fireworks in terms of scalping events. We were handling this position nicely. So this is a copy traded account. We're back above 150k. We're back into making money with the account. We gotta push to the payout threshold and then request the payout. It's 5% of the account size. That's how it works on Ticktick Trader. But this is a massive dump out here. Nvidia did the same thing. Now it's kind of the place where the markets would love to do a form of reaction. Tesla reacted earlier. DXI is pretty much holding on to a micro bullish move for the day. Gold is pumping right back to the top, putting together a nice story for an all-time high breakout today as well. That's an insane movement, guys. BTC is not following gold at all at this times. BTC is very closely correlated with the S&P and Nasdaq, very, very closely. Unfortunately, not the gold is what marks its movements. Make sure to smash that like video, guys, and enjoy. We've got our Ticktick Trader cup that we are drinking for today. Look at the wild price section of gold. Look at the 4 hours. Wow, insane. Let me share with you the daily. That's the daily, guys. Non-stop pumping. Non-stop pumping. And I'd like to talk to you about an indication here of a price action. Gold has been pumping since late 2022. This is the time. November 2022, continuous pumping. And we actually started to accelerate on October 2023. So we've been just going very aggressively. Now, a very important thing, I'm going to zoom in. We're looking into the weekly candles. A lot of the people here started to share signals with that bearish engulfing that it's over. We're revisiting basically 2,500s back to a, significant demand zone right there. That was the target for a bunch of traders that are trading, some of them for decades. And I have been looking around. Those guys portrayed a market continuation of the gold at a time we closed that weekly bearish engulfing. They clearly targeted 2,500s. Look at the price action. 3 weeks of continuous pumping afterwards. From a price action, bearish, a classic pattern, which is why trading is not a form of determinism. If A happens, the outcome is always and will always be element B. If element A appears, the outcome will always be element B. That's not how trading happens. That's definitely not how trading works. And there is tons of examples day by day with that, especially for those of us that are trading. But this is a very important thing even on the weekly. Macroeconomical situation for such type of trading is more important. Political, economical, the macro thing is even more important than the price action itself when you speak about these things. Let's get back to the other assets. Let me share with you how this Nvidia looks like on weekly. A lot would say that we kind of had a distribution here at the top. We distributed and then obviously started to retake basically the market structure. We don't have any break of market structure at the moment, and it's very unlikely to see that for Nvidia. But what is happening at this point, especially with the previous week candlestick, the current week candlestick does not matter at this time. When you have FOMC coming in tomorrow, that whole red thing can disappear and you can have a nice wick and close the week out of green. If you successfully close this week on green with a such wick, then it's going to be a very comfortable situation to continue at least with 2 more green candlesticks to the upside for Nvidia. If we look into the other stuff, such as, for example, Bitcoin weekly, and we run the conversation with that, I like to share with you the daily before we talk about the weekly. And this is where we are. Today we're about $3,000 down in the price section. But this is kind of usual. This is basically the place where it's kind of clearly showcasing a form of accumulation. I'd like to attach an indicator here, and I'd like to showcase, just like I've been portraying yesterday. It is a massive divergence, guys. Look at that. Look at the indicator forming higher lows, and the price action is going lower lows. Exactly, this is what I've been talking to you about yesterday, guys. So what we're dealing with right now is obviously a pre-FOMC situation that is high volatility in an area that's usually safe, right? So we're not opening doors for any critical pattern creation during such days. We're just moving in a range of liquidity that represents for the markets a safety area. And then tomorrow, based on the press conference, the market is gonna look forward having a stronger direction in the upcoming days and weeks. About 8 weeks, of course, till the next FOMC. So BTC is like that. But then what's happening with the DXI? DXI on the daily is not having any divergence. Not even convergences, other than the top here. We had at the top exactly where we need to have a convergence. Look at that high. Let me just mark it with the vertical line. That high with this one. Lower high on the buying pressure, clearly showcasing a decrease. Meanwhile, the price action was forming a higher high, clearly representing a downtrend with an acceleration stage. Now it can nicely get stuck, but then another acceleration stage would be welcome. I would love to see that. I'd love to see the markets of the DXI back to the hundreds. That's the case for longer scenario perspective. Tesla. Well, Tesla with today's opening, with the volatility we're going to get at this place, this is the place with extreme buying pressure. It has a lot of it. Coming from the past price action, confirmed already. And it's slowly trying to work around some divergences. If it successfully finds support and rejects here, this is going to be a divergence. You're going to have that. Could be a flat one, could be a hidden one, but it leads towards that. S&P is finding some rejection from yesterday's price action on the 200 EMA for the daily, which is not an easy level to break out. Certainly not an easier level to break out. You need that external economical and political environment that helps you to trigger the energy. So let's just get back to our Nasdaq and see what are we up to. The market is nicely sliding here, and it came into a level that was very well respected back in the day.
Order filled.
Which is why we're throwing out a single micro long here with a beautiful reaction right away on it. Look at that, guys. Adding
Order
another one
filled.
here. Would love to see a 5-minute divergence appearing here. It requires time. So in the upcoming minutes, I would love to discover that, because this is a very aggressive flush we're having here. You know, the market's retraced a lot back to the starting point of yesterday. That's crazy. This is crazy, guys. Great reaction so far. Look at that beautiful entry, guys. Beautiful entry.
Order filled.
Giving an additional entry here. I would also like to
Order filled.
have a 5 contracts position on my third account.
Order
3
filled.
extra 8 contracts position on my third account. With a movement back into the 700s, which is a quick scalp, would be a lovely $525.
Order filled.
3 more. It's a lovely position so far. Let me go to the 1 minute here and see what are we up to. That's a beautiful, beautiful divergence established already here. Look at that, guys. We're selling 3 contracts.
Order filled. Order filled.
Beautiful. The target has been touched, so the third account has $700 profit as well. That one deserves fireworks, everyone. We gotta enjoy this. Beautiful. $700 for the third account. Let me go for the first one. 186, $200. We need around $300 profit with this. Stop loss is gonna be set or, you know, break even. Just like that. That's the maximum I need, basically. We're copy trading here, so 1,500 back to back. It would be back to back 500 days. 1,500 days. That would be great. That's a great stuff here. That's a great move here. About to hit the max target. Let me get out here with a contract.
Order
I
filled.
sold the contract.
Order
sold
filled.
another one. $1,350. Need $150 more for the max profit. So I'm gonna leave this trade here. Down 750, return green 340. Good job, John. That's the way to go, buddy. Good job, that's the way to go. Now you gotta relax a little bit. You gotta relax. Do not FOMO on your trading style with such great return. Look for the best setup. The problem with the good trades, if we could call them a problem, is that they used to trigger an emotional situation that is intense. It's that, you know, feeling that makes you feel unbeatable, so you jump into the next trade straight away after a good sequence that knocks you out. Not only takes your profit, but also sometimes takes your account away. So there is a great perspective that we got on this one. And the third account is up with $700 as well. But this is the place with a big deal on a copy traded formula. We're pretty close to max profit. Make sure to hit that like button, guys, if you enjoy, if you have a great time on our live stream trading show. It has been a great trade today. All around the accounts, we have been delivering some green numbers, so feeling pretty hungry about it. Yeah. That's a place we could nicely revisit our my 70s and then move from there to the top side, which is why I don't want to exit over there. I move my stop loss below the structure. And I'm considering to relong this on my third account here. It's a beautiful reaction, guys. Wow. Really powerful reaction out here. As usually and as expected, the market is preparing for big volatility for the day and big numbers for the day. Gotta look into my third account
Order
here
filled.
and test it out.
Order filled.
10 micros. Looking for a nice push.
Order filled.
15 micros. Looking for a nice push into the 40s if we get that. Into the 40s. And this one needs it into the 44. So we get to touch all the targets for all the accounts by doing so. That would be an excellent day. Adding a contract here as well.
Order filled.
So I can lower my target to 725 on this ones. Wow, what a pressure, guys. What a terrible pressure. That was crazy. Adding an
Order
extra
filled.
here. But that was a crazy pressure. Wow.
Order
One more.
filled.
One more contract. Sitting on 4. What a nice liquidity move they did to us. This is the green candle I need. 2 green candles in a row. And the target is going to be touched very likely for the day with max profits on 1,500, guys. That was a crazy move. That was a crazy 40 points in a second, guys. 40 points in a second. Usually those kind of moves are trailing huntings or stop loss, simple stop loss huntings that are not trailed. With that thing, if you have a long and you have been trailing all the way to the top side and you've been playing the previous wick, with that red candle we got that was aggressively going, it was actually going below. So I am sure they wiped out a bunch of longs from there. And now, simply, there is a chance for a continuation. Obviously, if it's not gonna hold, we're gonna be quickly out, but there's good opportunity here. There is definitely a good opportunity here. Let's have a look into the other assets as well. S&P. S&P has the ability on the 1 minute to deliver a massive divergence. Even 5 minute could be so. But the 1 minute, it has the opportunity to deliver that massive divergence on the 1 minute. Now it's time to confirm it for the S&P, guys. Looking into the Indian oscillator, the pressure is decreasing from the bears. It's a good sign what's happening in the last couple of minutes. We need some strong green candles here on the 1 minute. Certainly need that. Nasdaq is in the same story. Pressure is decreasing from the bears. The red line is coming downwards. And that's what indicates how does the selling pressure behaves. Time to respect 40s, 50s. And then for the S&P, 610. That's what it looks like. The 610 so far looks great. A day before Fed comes out, it's always like this. Massive volatility, massive level of craziness on the markets. $50 points in 2 seconds. A lot of the people expected today to be chopping around the top nearly to the 20,000s, but we've been dipping 350 points. Right below some clear invalidation levels. So I'm not really wondering why is it so. Even under such conditions, trading was absolutely great today. 1,356 on profit. That's a good one, chat. That's a lovely one, chat. We did had a good shorting momentum. And we've been monetizing that. Now there is a possibility here for double bottom and a nice momentum to the upside. Continuation above 718. Taking us back straight into 750s and then even into 800s. Two lovely levels that I would love to see being touched. That's a painful one. Two interesting targets. We don't even need that much. We need 703 basically for this copy traded account. That's what we need. 703. Wow, look at a dip below. Taking our stop loss a little bit lower in this one. Although this is the one that has problems, of course. Our entry is much higher in that one. Yet here, it is expectable to have a nice push to the upside right now. We're not adding more to this, guys. The position is sufficient. Size is sufficient. 4 micros is good. Not needing that extra exposure, not needing to DCA. Beautiful reaction after we dipped below, guys. Let's run this. Let's run the show. Now it is time for a lot of the people to consider their positions here after such strike. We need about 30 points. But this is clearly confirming how does the selling pressure weakens. It's getting weaker and weaker.
Order
We're adding
filled.
a contract here. So we just need 697, guys. 697 as the target. 30 points from here. And it's kind of sufficient for this account. This is actually copy traded, so it's 2 accounts in this conditions. And obviously we're gonna take the fireworks all day long if we get there, guys. Just a few points. This candle or the very next one. This candle or the very next one should rush on fire. Five seconds to go. Do not take this back into the 60s, because that would be really ugly. Oh, that's a good closing we had. A really high chance here to break out on the previous
Order
one.
filled.
And there you go. We got it filled up, guys. 1,500 made it all. Made it all for the day. And the fireworks are right there. So 1,522 on the first one, 1,535 on the second one. With copy trading. 2 accounts that have been fully traded to the target today. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. Let's take a look into the third account. What's going on? Well, this has a terrible entry. Terrible entry, but the good part is that right now, things are going pretty aggressively on the 5-minute. Right, so this could be something that holds. Divergence is already stepping in. Divergence is already stepping in on the 5 minutes. S&P looks great as well. Holding on to a strong demand zone established yesterday and so on the days before, and that is something to be really valuable. Beautiful profits made out here, guys. Beautiful profits. We're above the base balance. We are above the base balance. Thank you, John. Appreciate it, John. That was, yeah, indeed a great trade in the way we've been holding it from the beginning till the end and micromanaging. Looks like a W pattern here. This is the only ugly situation on the third account, but still, with a little liquidity grab, could also touch our 739 here as well and then just enjoy it. Because on the first 2 accounts, there is no more trading for the day. The maximum has been touched. I was targeting for the week, guys, about 151, 152 grand. So performance stats for the week. Let's have a quick look into this one. How does it look like? This is the performance stat for the account. Performance stats. We started our account on the 13th last week. Hit the max loss of the day. And then on the 14th, it was a decent closing, very close to the max profit. And then this current week, 2 days with max profit. So with another $2,000, $2,500 in the rest of the week is gonna set us into a $5,500 in a week number 4. But this is actually, we're gonna have about 7 days of trading at the end of the week. Now I'm gonna be happy about it for sure. If I make another 2,500 grand in the upcoming 3 days, I'm gonna be completely happy about it. Without a such bad starting for this account, and if we would have had like $1,000 made right there, then you know, that would have been total different. Total different. So if I successfully bring this one with another 2,500 additionally this week, it's a copy traded account. The other account looks exactly the same, with more or less $1 or so, but the idea is they're pretty much the same. Then we could force for the payout next week. If we go by this one on a nice 2,500 additionally, that's good. That's going to take us into 153, and then we have to make 4,500 next week, because we got to bring it to 157,500, right? So that's 7,500, which is 5% of the account. Great numbers, great values, I guess. Just like I said, the other one looks pretty much the same. This is the follower account. It's not easy to make 1,500 with tight stop losses and with also a max loss which is sitting on 3,600, right? Definitely not easy. But still, in the situation where right now we do have some great opportunities. What's happening with the third account is not something that I'm enjoying, specifically on the account balance. It's just about $3,000 away from the max loss. Max, you know, in terms of max loss, the max limit of drawdown. But this is a great opportunity here for the push, guys. 30 points, that's what we need, and we are closing out with another round of great profit. It would be max profit on all the 3 accounts. That would be an excellent session. This 150k accounts respecting 20% consistency with the threshold on 7,500, then the maximum is 1,500 daily. If you make more than 1,500 in a day, then you have to make more than 7,500 totally. So that's the story and the journey about. Unfortunately, we're in a long here that is switching into resistance, guys. This is not looking good. I'm gonna be out.
Order filled.
I'm out of this trade. And I'm looking forward repositioning. If I get a chance, I'm gonna reposition lower, but I don't like the risk attached to be part of a. It's a level of do it or die, do or die. You know, it breaks out of that 720s or not, simply comes back to levels below the 700s as we're dealing with. So I'd like to reconsider a different entry here. We also had 15 contracts, which is more, it's too much. It's too much for the case scenario. Had to exit out of that one. If we have the tendency here to I'm gonna
Order
reposition
filled.
myself, such as this one. If if we break below here,
Order
I'm
filled.
gonna be happy to be out of this 10 micros.
Order filled.
$15 micros long here attached to this. With a nice strong move to the top, 746. Tighter stop loss with a nice 1 minute candle here that shows a certain level of energy. Would not underestimate the strength behind it. Enjoy, everyone. Make sure to like the video. We have a pretty interesting situation here on the trade. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're streaming from Monday to Friday, everyone. One minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 4 hours. That's what I'm considering quantum. And of course, the daily and the weekly as well. So those are the time frames I care about. But in terms of the execution and trying to find a short-term execution setup, is the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minutes. All the three time frames are the ones that I'm considering. Final decision is made on the 1 minute, but definitely on the 5 minute and 15 minutes, I cannot be in a bad shape. I cannot be in a terrible situation from the price action standpoint. So you cannot have a bearish 5 minute situation or 15 minute situation while you want to trade on 1 minute long. That's something that I'd like to avoid. Playing zigzag around here on the 700s. Resistance hold so far.
Order filled.
Yep. They touched us. They did touch us. We gotta look into relonging this, and I'm sure there is already a rejection here, guys.
Order
Beautiful
filled.
rejection. Look at the mess. That's an absolutely mess, guys.
Order filled.
Stop loss is gonna be once again below that level. Absolutely mess. Oh, by the way, make sure to join our Discord community, guys. I just share with you the link in the chat. That's our Discord community. All the links to everything are also in the description area for Ticktick trading, where I'm trading instant funding PropFirm, where you make money from the beginning. You don't need to go through challenges. You can get funded from the beginning and enjoy your trading and rewards after that. So our PropFirm community is on Discord, what we're constructing and building. And at the same time, of course, looking forward to building our PropFirm website as well. Not a PropFirm by itself, but a PropFirm educational and review website in which we're going to talk about a lot of companies and help you guys make the best decisions out there. So what do I want to get here? That's a beautiful target, guys. Look at that. That's a beautiful 1 minute move and a great target for us to attack. 749. Tomorrow, FOMC, big stuff. Big numbers will be printed. Although it is expected for the rate cuts to be paused, 99% is on the pause. What is important is the upcoming FOMC decisions. That's why the press conference and the speech itself is going to be the big deal tomorrow. Latest news around the economy showed less risks around the inflation. We had the CPI, PPI informations last week that clearly showed that the economy is showing less risk towards inflation, which is what is also having the ability to encourage. Look at that rejection again, guys. This price action here is terrible. Is trapping a lot of the people. Certainly not enjoying that. Certainly would love to see a market continuation out of this level of 720. Is it what keeps us? We do have a decent entry here in the low part of this zigzag range. But if the continuation is missing, then there is no point about this. Time to move and shake the market. Time to make the decision. Come on, this is a good possibility here for the 1 minute. There is a good value behind this. Double bottom, higher low, right? Double bottom here, higher low, exactly where our stop loss is located. Your higher low is right there, and now a breakout that sends you even way past my target. Could be rushing to the 800s target. We just need that 40-50 points movement in a single candle. How does the 5 minute looks like? Let's have a look into. That's definitely not bearish in the way it's constructing itself. The only thing that's missing is that strength of full body candlesticks. Nvidia as well is aiming towards a recovery here. It has a massive gap. Usually that's perfect before the FOMC. Bitcoin is printing a good recovery with the other cryptocurrencies. Tesla is not doing too much about it. DXI might be sliding down back to the 103.2. Would love to see it there. Come on, let's go for the breakout here, guys. Like, how many times do we want to get rejected at the same 720s? We have been rejected about 10 times already. And this has been slowly grinding to the upside. Time to press. Time to trigger the squeezing. Come on, do it. Just like you've been squeezing below. Time to repeat that to the upside. That's what you do before the FOMC. You have been doing that for years. Could be dangerous for the S&P on the 200 EMA blue line. Could be dangerous, but the selling pressure is decreasing more and more, guys. So would love to see 2 more green candles here on the 1 minute. It's a good looking trade so far. If I am out, I'm gonna, be in profit. Obviously, some parts I have to be out, partially indeed, at some point. I gotta do it. Certainly, we're not gonna accept the loss in this trade. We're certainly not gonna accept that. Ethereum, for those of you trading cryptocurrency and altcoins, had a nice dump, but now wants to quickly pump. It has been ranging for a while, Ethereum, showing a continuous decrease of the selling pressure. Look how does the red line behaves and reacts. Below the indicator line, which is the yellow one, continuously decreasing. Meanwhile, the price action holds flat. This is a hidden divergence. 2 green candles of 1 minute will be sufficient for me, guys, here. Will actually be sufficient for me. That's
Order
an ugly
filled.
rejection. I sold 5. And the buying pressure just stepped in. Had to secure partially. Might get this down to 700, so I'd like to add an additional position right there and work around the stop loss if we get the chance to do that. Looks decent so far. I mean, the bulls are still active at this level in terms of the price action in the way it looks like. Let's go for the Nasdaq chart here. 5 minute. And even the 1 minute for the S&P. But the 5 minute for Nasdaq, look at this, guys. we'll have a good opportunity here to add
Order
additional
filled.
15 contracts. We're back into the 15 contracts right there. Moving below the wick. The price action structure here definitely shows signs of market holding this level. It's just a question, where do they want to take the liquidity and grab some trailings and so on? Because now they've been targeting this specific low right there. They've been taking the price action below that, right? Just like they've been targeting that low with a price action afterwards. Now they've been targeting the same situation happened. It wicks below and then quickly reacts to the opposition. This is usually not showing lack of buying pressure. Obviously at this point around 75, 70, 65 an entry would be much better, but this was most likely a trade I've been DCing back and forth. And it comes out in the way it looks like. It comes out in the way it looks like. Make sure to like the video. For those of you enjoying, subscribe to the channel. We're live streaming from Monday to Friday. Day trading on Ticktick Trader PropFirm with instant funded accounts. So no challenges. You're making money from the beginning. Once you hit the payout threshold, you can request your payout. No challenges needed. The first two accounts for today are having a $1,500 level. They are, they are being copy traded. We have the leader account and we have the follower account. But the third one is no longer having a great time here with that 1 minute rejection on the previous green one. They might look for taking this one deep. And they might be hunting for my position here, guys. We're going about the max loss on this specific situation, on this specific trade. In the way this bottom has reacted so far, it's very likely it's gonna hold once again. I'll take my chance and I'm going in that direction with my opinion. But of course, you gotta fully be aware about CFTC Rule 4.41, guys. Hypothetical disclaimer. Take your own risk and never ever deal with resources you cannot afford to expose themselves to possible losses. This is not an investment or financial advice at all during these videos. That's where we are with a possible great reaction. Once again, the 1 minute is printing that rejection, guys, but still, the bulls have been missing here for the last couple of minutes as a domination form. If it reacts green right now, you'll have a very, very good the next candle, because this one closes very soon, guys. The next candle on the 5 minutes reacts green. Indicator line is going to turn around and you're going to have a very, very strong divergence, which could nicely lead you into the 800s or even higher. But if this candle closes green, then you start a possibility for divergences on the 5 minute, not just on the 1 minute. Beautiful reaction so far, exactly what I've been talking about. It's a good one. This is a good looking candle so far. 1 minute closed nicely. Triple low structure here in the 1 minute. Big squeezing could come around. Big squeezing. Big squeezing would be at least to 800s and even beyond that. So 100 points from here would be lovely. I don't need that in terms of my account. This is only needing 1,500, but there is 400 down, so 1,900. Look at a Tesla, guys. It's the same situation. S&P 500 in the same situation. Constructing a massive divergence here. Lovely. Lovely. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. Beautiful. This is what I've been expecting here. Nice, come on. Time to complete that move. Time to set us back into 4-digit profits. So we got the 5-minute closing, guys. Let me look into. Wow. That's a good pump. So the 5-minute closing is having a massive divergence here. Massive one. If we close the current candle green that we just started, we're also going to have a massive decrease in the selling pressure on the indicator. So there is going to be a bunch of conjunction around this level. That's exactly the zone that we got. As soon as the candle started, as soon as the 5-minute closed, because of the divergence, we got 30 points moved in a matter of 5 seconds. That's crazy. That's exactly how massive buying pressure gets triggered at the opening time of a candle. Because there is a reason for that, of course. That's backed up by the price action and the way things are moving around. So this one looks decent so far. I wouldn't say with all the rejections we had above 800s that it looks great, but again, we have to be consistent here. We gotta be consistent here. The 5-minute closing is very important. If this one gets below 661, is terrible. We had a pretty good opening. 15 minute looks great, by the way. And it looks ready. Nvidia is totally different. Showing more strength. And showing desire for stronger movements. Look at that 5-minute, fellas. About 2 minutes to go. Just like I said, we don't need a deep closing here. Back to retesting this 660s if the bulls are capable respecting that is going to be a big question. Back to this level, back-to-back retests. Decently looking so far. 1 minute continuation. Let's go, guys. It's a good rejection here. Like I said, we cannot close that 5-minute candle below 660s. About to see the outcome. 20 seconds to go. It do not looks that bad. It do not looks that bad. Yet obviously around 65, 68, 70s and even down to 60s would be much better to have an entry at that level. So we closed the previous candle on 680, which should be great. Should be great. How about the S&P? S&P stands quite ugly in the lower part of its range here. Wow. This is because of the S&P compared to the Nasdaq. Look at that. Nasdaq is nicely building, slowly grinding. But the S&P is doing it again, guys. Is doing the dirty job again. Doing that dirty job again. We go to the 5 minutes. If it does a lower low here, it's going to be kind of impossible not to get a strong divergence. But depends how low do they want to take Nasdaq, right? Max loss is about to get hit here, guys. About 400 bucks for the account. It's no longer worth for me to go around the stop loss here. I'm too close to the max loss. So depends what do we get on the S&P here. No longer makes sense at this point to work around the stop loss. Had a risk appetite on this account that is higher than usual compared to the other two accounts that were doing well. They were doing well today. Very, very close in hitting the max loss for this one. Right, so if there is another red candle pushing below, breaking the lows again, it does not even matter where's my stop loss. And it's looking ugly, right? It's looking ugly. It is looking ugly. With that strong break below, and there you go. Like 3 points, 4 points. If it goes down, it's gonna be out. We're going to consider the 5-minute here. It would be a lovely divergence, guys. A lovely one. As soon as it holds. We're going to put it this way. Vertical line. Get us a green candle here. And then the indicator, the purple line, is going to reverse to the upside. It's going to turn like that. So you have a lower low and a higher low on the indicator, right? And that's how you can generate strength. Of course, if you deliver that. Time to see this 5-minute candle on the S&P. Like, probably at 105. Sorry, at 605. At 605, we were down to 609. At 605, we're probably on the max loss. There you go. $100. Like a point. And it goes back. 605, 604 probably. That's what it needs. 604, 603. Yep, you can definitely do that. About 1,200. You can definitely do that. It's around 1,200. This account has been quite close to the max loss in terms of numbers compared to the other two, which have been fully recovered already and on profit. So the copy trading has been going much better. That's why there's always a debate between the copy trading form or not to copy trade, or simply trade everything separated, or just copy trade a few of your accounts. Or partially, what I've been doing is copy trading partially the first two and then the third one alone. But this one alone has not been going too well. I've been trading nicely, taking all the good shots on the copy trading one. And then obviously this one, I was rushing into positions, right? I was rushing into positions quite quickly. That's also not the most comfortable thing for me to need to be, you know, in 8, 10, 12 trades in order to accomplish the goal for the day. That's good job, Kevin. You were down on the 900s, very close to that. Indeed, it's so if you know, this account, as you look at this, it's going to be an interesting story if this trade and account survives, because here we were down like 2 points maybe, or a point from the level we were trading here. So if it recovers from here, it is nuts. But that's exactly how some of you, I'm sure, have experienced a take profit at a specific level, and then you miss that by a tick or something like that. It's a great idea trading some accounts separated, but it has disadvantages because it requires you to have more trades that are good and correct. So it requires you a better performance in terms of multiple trades. compared to a copy trading formula where you take the majority of your accounts under a copy trading and you work with a higher accuracy situation. You do a single trade or 2 trades or 3 trades and that's it, compared to trading them separately where you might need 7, 8, 9 trades to have a good performance across the board. It's harder to have 7, 8, 9 trades that are correct compared to only 3 trades that are correct. It's a lot harder. So diversifying and having some separated type of trading accounts is increasing your chance to reach payouts because you have multiple chances to work through the fails. But at the same time, it definitely requires you, if you want to take all of them, that's extremely hard if you want to take all of them to the payouts. Like everything needs to be perfect, which is less likely. You know, this is a crazy situation here. I mean, let's have a look into the 5-minute. They might build that strong divergence, guys, that I've been talking about. They might really build that. Nasdaq is already putting together. Market is bouncing here. The only question is if it holds. If it holds. Crypto is not doing too much. Holds above $80,000. It's fine about it. And it ranges between 84 and 80s. That's where we are, guys. Once again, make sure to join our Discord community and be up to date. We are having our live streaming show from Monday to Friday, presenting with you all the details and all the knowledge and possibilities. And in terms of trading on a PropFirm that is instantly funding you, you have the link in the description area. You also have the link pinned in the chat. And you can find out more about it on my channel. There's tutorial videos, educational videos about Ticktick Trader with all the trading rules, consistency, and everything you need to be performant. This is where we are, guys. 688. That's an entry at the top of the structure, an entry at a place we could nicely reverse once again to retest the same levels we've been doing right now. Or beautiful reaction, by the way, here. I gotta interrupt myself and enjoy what I see. S&P is printing and engulfing, so it wants to do the divergence, just like the Nasdaq. For Nasdaq, it looks even better. Even better, guys. Look at the indicator. Crazy. Higher lows, lower lows on the price section. What's wrong with you? Time to run 200 points. Time to run 200 points from here. You get to see this good, invaluable situation. You want to deliver on top of it. Like, this is obviously nuts because we were down to probably 2 points for the max loss of the account. Max loss of the account means you're losing that account you're trading, so you have to buy a new one. And we're like 2 points away from that. Here in the lows. Crazy stuff, right? And now we get a divergence, which is supposed to be bullish. On the CRSI. The purple line you see in that indicator is called the CRSI. let me share with you for those of you that would like to find out more about it. About a script. RSI Cyclic Smooth version number 2. It's done by Stock Market Cycles. This guy right here has a lot of the views, but has 9,600 likes, right? So that's how you know which is the one. I can also show this to you guys from the indicators, community. Let me see how to exactly get this. RSI Cyclic Smooth. That's how you get it from the community. RSI Cyclic Smooth. This one. It has an EP, which is editor's pick, right? So it's picked by the editors of TradingView because it's enjoyed by a large part of the community. It has that little logo next to it. That's the one we're watching right here. That gave me the divergence. Great job, Kevin. Blowing accounts can be easily solved by the way we deal with the risk management. And of course the trade setup as well. But these two levels will fix and will totally adjust the problems with blowing accounts. There's also a problem if you're trading challenges that are very cheap. You have the tendency to underestimate that, which is why there is a lot of the people that prefer instant funded, even though the price is different, right? So for a challenge, you might pay $80 without the activation fee, which is sometimes $120, $130, depends. So the minimum you're going to spend on the account is going to be around $200, and then depends how many challenges you're spending to achieve your target. A target that obviously in a funded account would actually bring you already a payout, right? So that's a huge difference. The same target on the same level size would already bring you a payout. Meanwhile, with the challenges, you just go through the challenge. And the whole process has to be repeated to qualify for the payout. On the 600s, well, it seems like it got front run. It seems like it got front run for the moment. That's exactly where I'm gonna get my max loss on the 600s, right? So good reaction so far here, guys. Good reaction here. Let me tell you something, quite honestly. I'm not gonna dream about, being on profit. I'm gonna exit
Order
5 contracts
filled.
here. I'm gonna accept that loss, right? I'll accept it. I have to accept it. Once the market goes a little bit higher, I'm gonna accept another round of loss.
Order
5 more
filled.
contracts right there, accepted.
Order
And
filled.
5 more contracts accepted, right? So instead of having a massive loss out there, we kind of protected here $2,000. Now let me get back to you with the story around the differences between challenges and instant funding. Obviously, the discussion continues and everything in life has advantages and disadvantages. There is nothing in life that comes only with a single side. That's clear. Depends what works and what fits to you. There's still a category of people that prefer challenges, but at the same time there is a large category of people that prefer instant funding. And it's not just about the great traders that prefer instant funding or professional traders or something like that. No. Advantages and disadvantages. I do have a video on YouTube that explains and talks about it. And I'm also going to share a lot more in my next live streams, guys. On this divergence that we have here on the 5-minute, obviously the markets could continue to the upside and should continue based on this pattern, but at the same time the risk is right there with 15 contracts. I'm not feeling comfortable. I'm not feeling comfortable to, we already did about 70 to 80 points. And I've been under the water for quite some time, so would love to be different. Around the 700s, selling pressure is actively seeking right there, so I'm still going to look forward to perform on this account if there is an opportunity. Getting back here into the 640s would be very interesting for me. 640s to go for a scalp of 40-50 points. At this point, I'm pretty much avoiding everything. I want to see what's going to happen out here. We're going to set a limit order on 645. 646. Let's go around it. Even a little bit lower than that. $641. Correct, Kevin. You have to hit the target twice before the payout, which is a big difference. Big difference. So instead of... it takes basically half of your money and you're pretty much working for a stage that you could avoid, but still there's people preferring that. Which is why on my PropFirm website that I'm preparing with reviews and educational materials, I'm going to have instant funding and evaluation PropFirms as well that we're going to talk about, guys. Decreasing the limit buy here on 36. Probably this is a good opportunity here to
Order
short
filled.
the market for a little dip into 37, 38. Not expecting too much. Definitely not expecting too much out of this. Like a tremendous target or anything like that, no. 38. It's kind of lovely. Exactly, guys. So that's the discussion with the instant funding. Chat, that's the discussion with the instant funding and challenges. Advantages, disadvantages, depends on a lot of the things. It's very hard to consider a universally objective preference when it comes down to such decisions. We're gonna have a tight stop loss there. Trading
Order
is,
filled.
yeah, trading is really, really personal and even dynamic. So what is personal today can easily change in the next few months, guys. Can easily no longer work in the next period. Easily. Interesting that the 1 minute holds here. No. Welcome guys, we're streaming from Monday to Friday. Welcome guys, welcome chat. 3 accounts we're trading on Ticktick Trader today. The first one is $1,500 in profit, which is copy traded. 1,535 on the second one, but the third account is definitely not in a good shape. Somehow I'm looking forward to correcting that with a possibility here. Giving a try here and, you know, a quick scalping short, but there is a divergence right there on the 5 minutes, which is strongly bullish. So why do I want to short this? Why do I need to think about reshorting this? If we get a market continuation, this is pushing above 700 easily, right? And that would be terrible for me to be against the dominant energy. Hope you're having a great time, guys. Hope you enjoy and had a good trading day. Had a good trading day. Tomorrow is going to be very, very interesting and difficult for a lot of the guys, especially with the risk management and sizes. Tomorrow, the prop firms are going to make tons of money as usually on this kind of days. They make tons of money by selling accounts and so on. The prop firms that are dealing with challenges are selling basically accounts that are cheap, $30, $40, $50, $60. People will enjoy that volatility of the FOMC because they could quickly hit the targets and get into the funding side, but also there is basically the prop firm that I'm trading that is instantly funded where you can make money from the beginning. Right, so 700 is around this level. Is an interesting place, but there is a lot of support here and a lot of buying pressure. I would love to enjoy 30, 40 points to the downside. That's the only thing I would like to be part of. A quick scalp. I don't want to be against the possible buying pressure sending us back to the 800s, back to the time of the US opening today. Because we could nicely have a slow grind back to the levels. Nvidia is going for that. Gold is looking great. S&P as well is pretty much surviving here. You know, it has a divergence to the bearish pressure from the Andean oscillator is going to decrease. Soon you get to cross the signal line. So this is not that bearish. This is no longer that bearish. Make sure to like the video for those of you that enjoy. Subscribe. We are always starting our live stream 30 minutes before the US market opens. Tomorrow we're going to have 2 live streams. We're going to trade on the usual schedule. And then we're going to trade in a crazy way. We're going to be out here. I'm not sure if we're going to trade, but we're going to be out here on the FOMC. Looking at the charts, looking at the price section, speaking about it. So 2 live streams tomorrow. It's going to be quite exciting, chat. Look at that. Nicely retracing so far. Exactly what I needed. So if this one is going for a nice long, then beautiful lever here.
Order filled.
That we could nicely hold. I'm back into 3 micros. It's not much.
Order
2
filled.
extra. Would love to see if the movement we get here holds. Would love to discover that.
Order
5
filled.
extra. I'm gonna play the invalidation, the wick we just had, and
Order
another
filled.
5 basically. So the wick we just had is gonna be my invalidation, guys. If we get rejected right now, I'll be out. I will be out at 780s. Obviously, you don't want to FOMO all the way up. Look at this, guys. That's where the resistance should step in. That's the time I am considering exiting, which is above 700s. Right, so I've been going for momentum. I've been going for a momentum trade with that. No point for me to play that tight, guys. We're already tight with the account. We're already tight, like I said, with the account. There's not much left, basically, in terms of cushion in the account, so... debating. Debating on that. That's where the resistance steps in. That's where we could nicely do this. Or you can even break out a little bit earlier. Like, there is no point to die from this levels. There was a lovely push in the previous 1 minute candle, but then the whole thing has been just quickly reversed. Right, so during such market situations, like 10 points is no longer anything, guys. Which is why we gotta trade on candlestick closings for the most accurate, for the highest accuracy. Where's the resistance? It sits around 711. 711. That's where the resistance sits. If we break out of the trending line, we're nicely going back basically to the 800. So I still want to offer the chance to the markets for a possible breakout, which is why I am going to exit partially at 711. And I'll do that manually. I'm going to get out 5 contracts right there on 711. If we get to that point, of course. Welcome, guys. All the new fellas out here. Links are in the description area. Also, we got the chat. We got a pin in the chat with all the links to the affiliate site for those of you that would like to jump on board with a Ticktick trader. We got our Discord as well. And we are enjoying. Hope you have a great time, chat. This should be a good possibility here, honestly, for a continuation. Like, getting stuck here once again and reversing this is definitely not ideal. Let's have a look into the S&P. S&P is stuck basically on 110, on a 610. And this is a conversion of the previous low that has been respected. Now it has been converted into our resistance, stuff like that. That's why. Let's get out of that and we quickly push. We could actually test out. We could actually test out this level, guys. 626 for the S&P. $626 for the S&P. Not to sell my Nasdaq position till that point would be great, because that means a lot. 20 points here means a lot on Nasdaq. Means back to 740s, 750s, even higher than that, even higher than 750s. That's great. That would be lovely. Come on. What do you guys think about? Is this gonna get to 730s, my target? What do you guys think about, chat? Let me know. Let me know, chat. Great. Good looking price action, honestly, good looking price action. Was not that enthusiastic when I saw that red candle, but we finally closed that nice on 690s. Like, how many times did we fail to break out of this? Like, how many times did we chop around? Make sure to like the video, guys, if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. And have a great time. We always gotta have a great time, whatever happens. Come on. 610. Get out of this. Convert it. And set your next target. 626. You've been sitting around this level between 600 and 610 for a long period of time. Look at this, guys. 36 minutes, 36 candlesticks here. Without a clear direction that is confirmed as a trend. So, let's just see some momentum. Is it ready for some momentum? Momentum trading. Because Nasdaq is ready. My account is ready. We are prepared. John, drop me a message on Discord, John. Send me a message on Discord, and I'm gonna assist you. I'll also need your support ticket. I'll need some reference, your email or super ticket, and I'll assist you. But send me a message on Discord. Wow. Finally, we have a 612 right there movement for the S&P. And finally some pressure here above 680s on the Nasdaq. Some pressure over there would be absolutely needed. Some of the squeezing here is definitely needed. There's a bunch of people that got into shorts here for retests of the lows. Bunch of guys. We've been short throughout the US opening, and since that we've been nicely dealing with shorts, so people have the tendency to retrade the same situation that has been dominant after the opening. That's why if the market is actually reversing aggressively and it's rushing through a momentum non-stop without retesting the lows that have been made. So if the markets are trading, in other words, in contradiction by what we have seen at the opening, it's very beneficial for the market makers and for the firms. Usually people have the tendency to stick with the direction, to stick with the energy. I don't like this. I'm out of 5
Order
contracts,
filled.
guys.
Order
Once
filled.
again, out. I'm just left with 5
Order
contracts.
filled.
I'm out. I sold everything. I don't like this thing here, guys. Like, I don't like that rejection at all. Look at that. Certainly not enjoying that. And I exited on time. Failed to move. Had to be out. This one has $1,200 loss. And the other 2 accounts that are copy traded have $1,500 profits. That's where we are sitting today. Advantages and disadvantages, just as I said, with a discussion towards the copy trading forum. Looking for a little better setup here, guys. I mean, let me get into the 5 minute as well. What about the 15 minutes? $15-minute needs a lot more information. What we got right now is not.
Order filled.
This is an
Order
opportunity here,
filled.
guys, for a short with a tight stop loss above that structure right there. An opportunity to retest some of the lower levels. Look at that, guys. We just have to press about 20 points here and we're good to go with that. Sure. That 5-minute continuation with an engulfing possibility. Back to retest on the 40s, 38. With an exit on 42. With a take profit over there. That looks juicy. Missing on a market continuation. $30 seconds to go for this 5-minute candle, which can nicely continue, guys. Could nicely generate a pattern of continuation. We're almost for 3 hours on live stream. Almost. It's exciting for me. I do love this. So now, how is this 5-minute reacting? Pushing to the top, then it's getting rejected, or simply we fail. Again, there is not much room here for me on the stop loss, guys. Indeed. That's a strong pressure out there, which is deserving to be rejected in this case scenario. The other accounts went a lot better. We've been shorting today after the opening, so we've been making money with that. It does not even matter here, the stop loss. Good looking 5 minutes so far. It was a good looking 1 minute too. That's a beautiful rejection, guys, on the 5 minute as well. Looks nice for a market continuation. Obviously, if this is pushing above that one, I have to be out. That's an invalidation point. Now, the question is how deep this has the ability to go. Right? Do we just get back to retest those 636? Do we get back into the wicks of lows into the 600s? It is a lot about it. It is really a lot about it. So what does it goes around the S&P? Onboarding for live trading for Ticktick Trader takes some time. Sorry guys. Indeed takes some time. So from what I've been able to hear, takes around a month, and they're taking live traders in groups, right? So they're waiting for quite some people to be called out for live trading till they trigger the live trade, till they start the live trading for that group. $660s. This is what it holds us right now. $660s. Just a little bit of pressure. Look at the S&P. That looks ready to retest the lows of 600s. And even break below that. Create another divergence. Create another divergence. Bitcoin. Let's go for the 1 minute here. Look at this, guys. Could be a valley, could be an interesting valley trending line. That we could lose right now. We could lose that right now. So if we lose that, we should touch that nice target. This is really feasible, guys. Really feasible, really approachable. That's a nice dump. That's a nice dump over there. I want to see that on Nasdaq as well, otherwise I'm out. You know, if it gets rejected here once again. S&P just broke below. Nasdaq is holding. Looking between these two, but my exit is gonna be here, guys. That's my new invalidation point. Beautiful movement. Beautiful movement. Some profit is already there. We just need a market continuation. Come on. Get into the zone here. Do you want me to set the magnet? It looks hilarious. We're not going to work around the magnet. The magnet. The magic magnet which attracts the price action. Time here to see another red candle of a minute. Deep one. We're gonna move the stop loss and break even, guys. We're no longer going to risk on this one. This one has to deliver, has to follow S&P. Otherwise, we're gonna simply be out. Not an issue. Definitely not an issue. It's not the best entry for a short. The best and the good entry would have been much higher, which is why here you just cannot play with that. That's a good rejection, guys. We have been protected. Whales are watching our live stream, guys. The whales are watching the live stream and they wanted to protect our break-even stop loss. Think about it. Look at that. And earlier in the day, we were like 2 points away from losing the account. 2 points away. 2 points away. I bet the 5 minute looks ugly here. Yep. And 15 minute even worse. So tomorrow, chat, we're gonna do 2 live streams. "30 minutes before the US market opens, as usually. That's the regular schedule. Beautiful movement. Come on. This is the time Nasdaq needs to cross this 50s. Wow. Come on, Nasdaq. 20, 30 points in 2 seconds. That's what you usually do when I'm trading long. That's what you... No, let me get out of this, guys.
Order filled.
We probably made about $200 or so. But overall, this account is on loss today with $1,000. And the other 2 accounts, just like I said, have 1,500 profit. that's where we are for today, guys. That's pretty much all about it for today. We're gonna call it a day here. We're gonna simply resume tomorrow on trading. Chat, thank you once again, chat. Let me drop you a message. Thank you once again for watching, for supporting me, for being here, for using my links, fellas. That's good, Kevin. Sometimes we have to learn and we have to know exactly when to say stop, right? Very important thing. I don't want to force this basically on this third account. So from the very first trade, I've been down on this third account, and I've been just down and down and down. Not really capable to approach green numbers at all, right? So that's definitely something that I don't want to force. Thank you guys once again for watching. Looking forward to it tomorrow. Tomorrow it's gonna be amazing, fellas. Have a good rest of your day. Looking forward to it. We'll talk to you soon.